Hi, this is Pratap Manish, English language and personality development coach. And I'm going to tell you something about your personal growth and effective personality. That how can you present your personality effectively to the masses? So your question.
Someone interferes a lot in your speech, then how you control everything?
Concentration is such a thing which can lead to success. If you have high concentration level, nobody can distract you from what you are willing to prove it or what you are willing to attain. Have the highest level of concentration. You should be so much concentrated that you should ignore everything that comes on the way. Sound, distractions, noises, interferences. You should ignore small things and concentrate on your goal, that what you want to attain or achieve. If you have high concentration level, you are also motivated that you are moving ahead towards your desired goal. And if somebody is putting any obstruction or any kind of barrier is there, that is a challenge. And game is not interesting without a challenge. You are lucky that you have challenges in life. Do you know the problem is a sign for being alive? If you are alive, problems are there. There is no problem for the dead person. So congratulations that you have challenges, you have problems, and you will get an opportunity to solve those problems in your target and game.
Sir, when we are not wrong.
Okay, when we are not wrong.
And somebody make us wrong and hide our truth, then what we have to do?
If you are not wrong and you know that you are true, you are honest, then you don't need to worry it. You know, fact may take time, but it is revealed. You cannot hide the fact for a long time. You cannot hide the fact for years. But when you are young, when you are at small age, you do not understand this fact because you have lived just 15 years and 1 year is a big year for you. But life is long. Around people live 70, 80 years in India. So if somebody tells lie for 1 year, hardly matters. You will be proved next year trustworthy, true and honest. So why to worry? Be a hero in long run. Don't try to be hero in short run, otherwise you will be trapped in problems. The maximum problems are generated because people want to become hero in short run. The moment they are infatuated towards somebody, they want to become hero for a couple of months in front of eyes of someone. But the problem is this, life is long. You have to be hero for years and years. So maybe somebody hates you for the first month or second month, hardly matters. But soon they will come to know the fact that what kind of person you are. They will realize that what kind of person he has or she has missed. So don't be distraught. Have patience and wait for the right opportunity when people will know and understand your truth and honesty. I would just suggest you have patience and the victory will be yours.
What is the difference between happiness and satisfaction?
Happiness comes from satisfaction. When you are satisfied, you will be happy. When you are unsatisfied, then you will be unhappy. So if you study and if you feel satisfied that yes, I am doing right job, I guarantee you will feel better and you will feel happy. Why students are not happy? Students are not happy by spending money. Students are not happy by buying things. Students are not happy by driving or riding bikes and cars. They will be happy by their achievements in their academics. They will be happy by their performances and results in their different streams. So if you devote true time, honest time to your academics or to your stream, you will definitely be happy one day. Don't run behind materialistic things. Because materialism can give you a temporary pleasure. But happiness comes from contentment, comes from satisfaction. And that is satisfaction comes from truth and reality that you are really working. If I am working with my students, I feel satisfied. That's why I want to give you something substantial in my grammar, in my speaking, in my writing, and I check notebooks of everyone. Just for my satisfaction, just for my happiness. Instant result will not come right now. If I check your notebook, you will not become officer in a day. But in long run, these things are working and helping my organization and my students to achieve success. So if you want to achieve success, it takes time. Just maintain the honesty, hard work, and consistency. Satisfaction will come, happiness will come. And happiness will trigger your strength to do something more. You are unable to live your life properly because you are not happy. So let's find the root cause of happiness and be happy. The more we desire, more we are unhappy. Suppose if I have expectation from you all that this person has not memorized the word power, this person has not written the essay, this person has come late, then I will be sad. I feel irritated when my norms and rules are violated. So I just have lowered my expectation from students so that I can be happy. A teacher who is very serious about the rules and regulation, the more serious he is less happy. Because he is always worried about the rules and norms. I just believe in my work that I will work properly and I will be little strict and I will keep on making myself happy and others happy. Any question?
Sir, people nowadays are getting stuck in this concept of entitlement. It means that they think that I am important in everyone's story. But the thing is that the reality is completely different.
Right.
So how to get out of this concept of entitlement?
When we talk about maturity and immaturity, mature people think that everybody is important. And immature people think that I am the most important. And if I am not there, the company doesn't exist. If I am not there, family doesn't exist. कल खेल में हम हो ना हो, गर्दिश में तारे रहेंगे सदा. So I want to say that whether you be or not, the world will keep running. So mark your importance, and with your importance, the whole world is important. So we all are important, and you have to learn a lot to how to mark your importance. Don't be superficial in that way that yes, without me this whole system cannot work. There are several people who can deliver personality development. If I start thinking I am the one, that will be my illusion. So there are several ways, several people important to this world. But I am also important. You must not feel inferior. You must not look down at yourself. You must mark yourself important. So there should be a balance between feeling more important and feeling really important. So maintain that balance to win the achievements, win the lifestyle, and win the race of life.
So how can we stop always feeling guilty about the things?
Guilt comes from failures. Guilt comes from the potential which you had but you did not do. Guilt comes from the power which you had but you never utilized. Suppose you had money but you never gave it to poor people. There is a guilt. Suppose you had money but you never helped your brothers, your father, your needy people in the family. Then you feel guilty. When you had the strength to help weak people but you did not help. Guilt comes from when you had the knowledge but you could not implement it in the right way. Guilt comes when you had the time but you did not utilize it in the right way. So let's maintain the balance of life. Whatever we have, the energy, the potential, time, everything. We must utilize in an optimistic direction. I must utilize my every energy all around the locality where I live, and wherever I can contribute my energy, my mind, my money, everything that I have, my possessions, my qualities are for the people around me and is for the locality near me. So I must spread happiness. Then only I will be feeling proud. Otherwise, this pride will turn to guilt. So guilty are the people who did not do despite they had the talent. So just utilize your talent, your energy, your worth in positive direction, in an optimistic direction to feel pride.
Okay, sir. Can guilt help us to become a better human being in any way?
Yes. There are ways that if you feel guilty, later if you start realizing and stop doing mistakes, then in 10% of chances you can recover from guilt. But guilt is a bad thing. If you start feeling guilty, that will lead to negative direction and you stop working and you keep thinking and you are full of worries. Worries and guilt will never help you. Start doing something positive from today. You cannot change your past, but you can change your future by changing your present. So start doing something optimistic from now. Suppose you have cheated somebody, but have a commitment that now I will not cheat. It may be happened because of any kind of compulsion, but now I will not cheat anybody else. You can be a good person from any point of time, but if you keep feeling guilty, some another crime will happen. So guilt is another kind of crime that you are doing with yourself. Stop feeling guilty and start correcting yourself from now. The best time which we have is now or never. Yes.
Sometimes realizing mistakes can bring guilt.
Realizing mistakes does not bring guilt always. It is your negative thoughts that brings guilt. Realizing mistakes can give you an edge to correct yourself in the next attempt. So you must realize your mistakes. Realizing mistakes and feeling guilty is completely different. Feeling guilt is a completely negative feeling that you cannot recover. And realizing mistakes is a positive feeling from where you know that these mistakes has to be corrected.
So, if I speak on a stage and public is ignoring me, how to attract herself? अपने तरफ कैसे उनको अपने स्पीच से attract करें?
You will be ignored by masses. You have to mark your presence. It is completely your responsibility to mark your presence. If you are not that much concentrated or you do not have that much intensity to mark your presence, then you will be ignored by people. So do the work in such an effective way, effective manner that nobody can dare to ignore you. Can you ignore Putin? Can you ignore Zelensky? No. So these prominent personalities cannot be ignored. I'm not talking about you have to attack somebody, but you have to be prominent, important in your own ways and designation and work. If you prove that you are worthy of doing something, people cannot ignore you. See our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Can any nation ignore Narendra Modi? He has marked his presence in such a way that nobody can ignore him. So your personality should be such that nobody can ignore you, and that comes by your systematic work, your planned work, your diligence, and your belief, internal belief, confidence.
Sir, I have a question that sometimes we are able to speak on the topic, but we are unable to speak, communicate, or general communication we are unable to communicate.
See, when the concentration is lost, you will not be able to speak on the topic. For speaking on the topic, you need concentration and confidence. What is concentration? Always thinking about the goal. The goal is to prove something. The goal is to describe something. So you should not be deviated or distracted towards something else. Divide your topic into small headings and then speak couple of minutes on each heading, subheadings, and your speech can become long. Just concentrate on your subheading and move towards all the splitted parts and then combine the whole speech to form a big speech.
So my question is different. My question is, we are able to speak on the topic, but
Right.
we are unable to communicate or general communication on that time.
See, communication, chit-chat, gossips, tete-a-tete, these all are the different kind of communication. Some are formal, some are informal. And that is completely a matter of practice. I was sitting and waiting for my plane to depart at Dubai airport. And I saw a girl of around 3 years old. And she was talking in such a clear voice and such a clear diction that I was amazed. Normally I have seen children in my country speaking not clearly. Even Hindi they speak, their mother tongue is not clear. But the way that small girl was pronouncing the words and sentences, and she was so clear and distinct that what she needed to say, it really, I got impressed. I moved over and got the answer. I found that if you are not copying the wrong thing, and if you are copying the exact thing, even at a tender age of 2 years or 3 years, a child can speak clearly. So if you are unable to communicate clearly, if you are unable to speak clearly, it is matter of your environment. In environment, people promote wrong diction, wrong pronunciation, and they enjoy. What do you say? Gola patak tarak pe patak patak ke dota. Ek baar phir se bolo. And you promote wrong type of words and wrong type of sound. If you promote wrong things grow. And if you promote right diction, right pronunciation, right things grow. Many of my students face problems in pronunciation and accent. When I want to find the deep root, that what is that the fact hidden behind them, many of them don't want to change themselves. Many of my students don't want to change their pronunciation. They do not want to change their accent. They feel that why to change our Bihari accent or why to change our Indian accent? We are proud to be an Indian. See, accent is not to be proud of. If you are proud of Hindi, then speak Hindi. Then why to try English? But if you are changing the language, you should change the tone and accent also. So we should be ready to accommodate. We should be flexible to apply the new changes what language wants. We must speak Sanskrit in Sanskrit diction, not in Bhojpuri diction. We must speak Urdu in Urdu, Hindi in Hindi, and English accent while speaking English. This is why respect every language, respect every intonation, tone, and accent and pronunciations. But it is the requirement of time. If you want to prove yourself educated, elite, then you must respect every language and you must speak the actual pronunciation and the accent which is required in that language.
Sir, my question is, people usually say, and particularly parents, to become mature. Then my question is, what is the basic criteria for becoming a mature person?
Maturity is ability to think all the aspects, the rational thoughts, what can be the probabilities, what can be the possibilities, what will be the outcome, and tolerance and patience. When we start giving chances to others, that is maturity. When we start listening and understanding the other's point of view, that is maturity. When we do not want to prove that I am the best and I am the top, then that is maturity. When we start respecting small professions, when we start respecting poor people, when we start respecting younger and inferior people also, that is maturity. When we understand what is life and not boasting of our power and money, then that is maturity. A mature person will be down to earth, will be heavy, and just like the heaviness of the fruits of the tree, and that goes down. So if you want to develop maturity, you need to practice the calmness and the peace of mind. You should not be distraught for achieving something materialistic. Let's understand life, that what is life. The real pleasure and happiness of life lies in peace, not in attaining and grabbing. Nothing is fixed in our life. Our health, our wealth, everything is temporary. Then why do we boast of our body, our physique, our look and our wealth, our property, car and bungalows? Let's be down to earth, respect everyone, respect life. Let's live for something which will live after us. And if we understand the value of life, that how we have to dedicate our life and the remaining life to, then that is maturity. So mature people listen a lot, mature people read a lot, mature people learn from even enemies. And they know how to respect and live life in a better way.